Can you see the one thing that a dressage rider has to always do? This is like dance on horseback. So the one thing a dressage rider has to do is, the first thing they think about is rhythm. So if we see him again come on a diagonal, now watch him extend his trot. Very good. Beautiful. So we could give that a nice high mark, maybe 8 out of 10. Would have to have, I'm a bit of a Len Goodman, 7. But it does have to, what you're trying to think of, for a 10, I mean, this might look like a very elegant sport, but to be honest, if you want a 10, you have to go for broke. You have to go for maximum. So, that might be a risk that you decide to take. Is it safer to go for 8s? Or if you want a 10, you have to go hell for leather and show a full extension, and then you get a 10. So, although it's looking nice and easy, you have to take risks if you want to be a gold medalist. So, just bear that in mind. Let's see a little bit of sideways work, maybe. So this is called lateral work. This is a half pass that Anne's doing. So in a half pass, this is showing the judge how supple the horse is. So we do one to the right and we do one to the left. So what the judge is looking for is, does the horse look equally to the right as he does to the left? Now, so here he is to the left. So we'll just let her finish her left one. So could anyone tell me there, if you look at this horse going to the right and to the left, which is the better way? The right, absolutely. The right side, he looks really supple, and to the left side, he looks a little stiffer. So if we were judging it, we would again give the right side a high mark, and we'd give the left side a lower mark and just say lacking bend or suppleness. So that would be what we'd say in the trot. Let's see now some passage. So this is very difficult, the passage and piaffe. This is what is the highlight of a Grand Prix, for instance, in the trot work. So the horse is very elevated, but can you see how his rhythm hasn't changed? Anne's riding a really lovely rhythm. It's trotting. It's just elevated. And, the higher the steps, the more expression you show, the higher the marks will be. So what the judge is looking for, is it regular? Is every step the same? So there you have passage. Really easy. And here, in the Grand Prix, we have to do passage and we have to do piaffe. So the passage is the elevated trot, and the piaffe is where they trot on the spot. Does he do any piaffe, Anne? Yeah, a little bit. So, I mean, it takes, as I already said, if you know what you're doing and you have a very talented horse, it still takes 5 years to train all of these things. And this is the passage, and now she's going to bring him back, and she's going to make his steps smaller, smaller, smaller. See how he does a little bit more with his left front leg there? He does a little, so there you get a little bit, the steps are different, and he gets a little bit there. He's trying very hard, and this is very difficult, but a Grand Prix horse actually can trot on the spot for 15 steps. So it just shows how difficult it is, because if you look, where does he have to take his weight? He has to sit back on his hind legs and spring diagonally. That's what a piaffe is. So that can be, that's what most horses find difficult, and that's why, for instance, in England, we probably only have about 30 Grand Prix horses, so that shows you, millions of people ride, millions in Great Britain. And dressage, in fact, has been the fastest growing sport. And, British dressage has hundreds of thousands of members competing, but only about 40 riders actually at Grand Prix. So it's either the horses aren't good enough, the riders aren't good enough, or quite simply, it's a difficult sport. And not every horse is talented enough to do the top stuff. But we can see with this horse, he's willing, he's having a go, which is great. He's obviously got a lovely temperament, and he's working really hard for Anne. And he could be trained. You can see maybe in another year's time, when he's a bit stronger, he will be able to really do 15 steps of that piaffe instead of just 2 or 3. So we'll just have a little look at some counter movements. So obviously, if you're doing a test at Grand Prix level, the most difficult movements have a coefficient of 2 on. So, if you get one thing wrong, your score can go plummeting down. A winning score, the highest ever Grand Prix, which is actually held by the British rider Charlotte Dujardin at the moment, on my other horse, the highest Grand Prix score is 87. That's the world record. So 87%, that's pretty amazing. That means you've got over 30-something movements, and she scores an average of 8.5 and above, obviously, for all of those movements. So that's how the scores work. So nobody gets 100%. Impossible. And that's what we're all chasing, because of course we think it is possible. But, hopefully that's what we're aiming for. Does he do flying changes, Anne? Yeah. Can you do, how many tempies do you do? Once? Yeah, you can do everything. Okay, this is great. Let's watch the horse. You see how he jumped to the other side there? He jumped. We'll just do a single change, Anne. So at the moment, if you're looking at him cantering, he's cantering on the left leg. All right, so his inside hind leg and his left front leg are leading. Now watch Anne's left leg. She'll say, change, and he jumped to the right. Okay, let's have a look at that again. Let's do one more change from the right to the left. So if you can see Anne's right leg, when she brings her right leg back, he will jump to the left side. There you are, and he changed to the left. So, and that, I know that looks incredibly easy, but that actually a lot of horses get quite stressed when they learn that. So let's have a look at some tempies. 4, 3 4s.